to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Almost 60 years since the original Star Trek show aired, it remains one of the biggest sci-fi franchises today. ScreenRant looks back on why Star Trek was cancelled. Believe it or not, when Star Trek first aired in 1966 on NBC, it debuted to just moderate ratings. Sure, Star Trek was a groundbreaking series, it pushed the possibilities of sci-fi, drama, and even comedy like never before. However, the majority of viewers failed to appreciate this fact. And Star Trek's numbers came mostly from the most hardcore sci-fi fans. It was this devoted fan base that eventually rose to defend the show's poor ratings via the 29,000 fan letters they sent to NBC. Star Trek's still decreasing ratings, however, didn't impress the network. Despite fan letters literally having to be delivered by the truckload, NBC deliberated canceling the show during season 2. When this news broke, series creator and showrunner Gene Roddenberry secretly organized and funded an effort to make fans write letters supporting the show. And in 1967, NBC reportedly received 116,000 fan letters asking to save Star Trek, though insiders claim that the actual number is closer to 1 million. Even as Star Trek continuously dropped in terms of Nielsen ratings, hundreds of Caltech students rallied to NBC's California studios to protest the cancellation, many carrying clever placards expressing support. Berkeley students did the same in San Francisco, while MIT students followed suit in New York. Even newspaper columnists encouraged readers to write NBC. Students, doctors, scientists, museum curators, and other intellectuals came together to save Star Trek. Bowing to the pressure, NBC announced the show's renewal on live TV in 1968. What came next, however, was a series of strange decisions that haunt NBC to this day. NBC considered moving Star Trek to the more favorable Monday night slot, hoping to improve its ratings. However, Monday night was already taken by Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, a much more popular show. So NBC moved Star Trek to Friday night instead, a death sentence in terms of ratings. This eventually caused Roddenberry to leave the show, and though Fred Friedberg did a fine job replacing Roddenberry, NBC also slashed Star Trek's budget, which many still see as a deliberate effort to kill the series. In the end, Star Trek ended with season 3 because of poor ratings. Of course, this wasn't the end for Star Trek. Consistent with the IP's reputation of always being ahead of its time, it was saved by syndication. NBC didn't want to air it anymore, but smaller local networks kept the show alive through the 70s. While its ratings on NBC were poor, Star Trek thrived in syndication in the next decades. Eventually, the original series birthed arguably the most important franchise in modern sci-fi, spanning a total of 13 movies and 12 shows. This was ScreenRant's breakdown of why the original Star Trek was canceled. What do you think of NBC's decisions? Tell us in the comments.